Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got the second game between ParanOid and Polt. Polt is the blue Terran player in the top position and ParanOid is the red Zerg player in the very right position. And they are referring to game 1 they played, so it is a best of 3. Obviously if you haven't watched game 1, go and check it out. I have cast it, so go and give that a watch. Otherwise, spoiler alert, you're going to find out what happens. So, that was fair warning. Obviously, Polt did take game 1 amazingly. It was such an epic game though, purely brilliant, and ParanOid really has to come back, otherwise he will lose this best of 3. Now, this is from the MSI Pro Cup 8 replay pack I downloaded off drop.sc, but the thing that's confusing me is who ParanOid is. I don't actually know, because he wasn't on the official list of invitees, so it must be someone else playing on his account, is all I can think, unless this isn't from the MSI Pro Cup 8, and in which case I also look an idiot. So either way, it is a best of 3 from a tournament, and just exactly where I don't know. So we will see obviously the Polt going for a fairly straight up build here as well. There isn't a supply depot on this map either. It's a bit curious, but who knows. We will see the ParanOid is just droning up, as all good Zerg players do. It has got to 15. Are we going to see that hatch first build, which is pretty damn standard? We may do. Obviously Polt is going for that refinery as well. Very standard, getting that one refinery for the Reaper or Reactor Hellions. Generally though, Reactor Hellions is what's seen. And we will see here the ParanOid is going down, and it's actually going to be a lot later, a 17 hatch. Now, that is somewhat late. Very late, especially when a pool hasn't come down either, and you may even say that's greedy. And I mean, if Polt put on some early pressure now, ParanOid would be in huge problems, but there goes his pool straight away. So I mean, timing of the pool isn't too far out, but still a bit of an unusual build. The SCV is on its way down now, and we will see that the wall off is going to get completed. Gas is being mined for Polt. Good overlord position, and are we going to see some kind of bunker rush? Are we going to see heavy marine pressure? What is going to happen? I don't know. But obviously Polt is one game up, so he can be quite aggressive here, and he's got something to play for, whereas ParanOid, he has to win, otherwise he's out. Whereas Polt, even if he loses this game, it just goes to the third. So this could be good fun. Meanwhile, we will see that, well, a marine is on its way, so we're probably going to see a bunker go down. There we go, there drops the bunker. Obviously no supply depot here to prevent that going down to the wall off the ramp, but of course it's not. That overlord could even go down here. Some drones being pulled just to try and pick off the SCV. A couple more are on the way as well, but here comes the second marine as well. And actually it looks like ParanOid is just going to flat out ignore the bunker. That is quite surprising, I'm not going to lie. And those two marines are starting to look a bit more scary. Reactor Hellions are going to be following up as well. So this is going to be a lot of early aggression from Polt. The Roach one on the way now for ParanOid before even speed has been started. And the bunker was allowed to finish. And I mean, that could now become quite difficult to deal with. The only thing is Roaches up here won't actually take fire from the bunker because there's no vision. So this SCV essential to granting vision of that high ground in order for the bunker to stay up when the Roaches do pop. Roach 1 has now finished. 2 Hellions are on the way though, but obviously the Roaches will deal with the Hellions incredibly well. 6 Roaches are coming out ASAP for ParanOid, and really this bunker isn't actually doing much. So this was a bit of a strange build by Polt, to be honest, because it's just flat out not doing anything. Yes, it's preventing creep spread. Yes, it's preventing ParanOid from being too aggressive. But, I mean, really, that's going to go down incredibly quickly. Before, I don't even think any Roaches will go down. A repair was attempted, but obviously the SCV had to go into the bunker. And he's being forced back. It was salvaged, though, so not too much loss there. And obviously did force an awful lot of units out of ParanOid, but ParanOid just... he's going for it, he's pushing forward and he's going to try and do some damage. Meanwhile, the natural expansion for Polt is going to be coming out pretty damn soon. Those Roaches chasing around some Hellions, trying to do some damage. And, I mean, the Hellions just running away. And it looks like, oh no, the Roaches are going to pull back. So it's not going to be a free couple of drones for Polt there. Although, having said that, if ParanOid isn't careful, it is going to line them up. A couple of drones are going to go down straight away. Can't get past that Queen, though. A great little block off. And I mean, having said that, I think there was an engagement up here as well, but the Hellions were what I was really keen on watching. Salvaging that bunker there as well. That well, Overlord's getting a lot of scouting information. Obviously, the orbital command being morphed in by Polt for his natural base. Quite a few more drones being produced. Speed has just been started as well. Take a look at the work account. It's 21 to 24, so Polt already ahead in the work account, and he's even a base down. Now, that is quite huge, because once he gets the second base up, his production is going to be increased as well. That Overlord is not looking happy. It is going to fall, and that will supply block ParanOid even more. So that is not a good position. Those roaches moving forward will be able to pick off a couple of Marines and may even force a lift of this command center. Although I don't think it will, because out come the Marauders, and Marauders are incredibly good against roaches. Obviously with the Marines backing them up as well. Some good little kiting going on using the concussive shell upgrade, which was of course researched earlier. Stim is being researched as well. A couple of Hellions will get picked off though by the roaches first, and will a second one fall? No, do manage just to survive. A spine is on its way now for ParanOid in order to defend against those Hellions. Lair coming out quite early as well, so this is all quite interesting. The second gas on the way for ParanOid, and if we take a look in Polt's base, he is just getting that starport out, getting the reactor, so getting those super early medevacs that he seems to favour, and actually getting the reactor on the barracks as well, so we could see a very, very heavy infantry play. Meanwhile, ParanOid taking out these rocks. Now, the downside of Shattered Temper are the rocks for both the gold and for this back base here. It makes it very, very difficult for the Zerg player to take their third base, and it looks like, well, those Hellions are going to get in. They timed it perfectly. The Zerglings are going to try and get us around though, and they are going to run back, because obviously off creep it does become quite a bit more difficult to do. That natural base is up and running very happily. A switch over here for the starport, and again that spine crawler lifting up. It won't go down though. Hellions are incredibly bad against buildings, and it looks like really that this kind of building positioning is just to prevent the Hellions from moving around too much. Those rocks have an incredible amount of health, and it takes absolutely forever for a Zerg player to basically get them down with just Zerglings alone. It is 44 drones to 39 SCVs, so ParanOid is now ahead in workers, getting his infestation pit down, getting that +1 melee attack. Stim have just finished now for Polt though, and combat shield started immediately afterwards. And this could be a very, very strong push, getting the tech lab down on that factory for the tanks. And I mean, if we take a look at this army, I mean, Stim is done. The first two medevacs are on their way out, and army-wise for Polt, he doesn't have much at all. A big drop could go off here, just kind of, sorry for the fast camera movement, but there's really not much here at all. He could just lift this army up onto his high ground, bypass that spine completely, or he could just go for it, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to stim, and look at how quickly that spine does go down. Only a couple of Zerglings, a lot more on the way. The Queen is going to go down. That evolution chamber is going to get sniped, so no upgrades for you, ParanOid. This macro hatch even going to get sniped out, it would appear, and it does get cancelled, so that was slightly better for ParanOid. ParanOid is a supply block though, so he's in major problems now. A couple of Overlords do pop, and is now mass producing Zerglings. And looking at the amount of gas ParanOid has though, he's going to have big problems, and to be honest, I think this could pretty much be over unless there's a good kind of surround with those links. But Polt just with amazing control, moving his Marines back into the corner, preventing the surround. The Hellions clean it up, because obviously the Zerglings are bunching up together, and I mean, this is a massive, massive push. Polt is over double the supply of ParanOid now, and to be honest, that's pretty much it. The drones have been pulled, and what an incredible engagement by Polt. A great little timing push. Stim so effective, and there is the GG. So Polt does take the best of 3, and that was a good game. Great timing by Polt there. I hope you did enjoy the series. If you did, please thumbs up the video, please subscribe to my YouTube, and follow me on Twitter. Thank you very much, and tune in again.